A Touchstone job description lists the tasks you want accomplished by an employee filling a specific position in your company. It becomes a valuable management tool, and it's a very useful tool when needing to do an annual performance review. In the Touchstone General Process Library, we have a sample documented process called Performance Review Employee Evaluations. The system has work plans and uploaded files to guide you through the procedure. To begin, if you haven't already done so, download the process. I recommend storing the process in the Management subfunction of your Touchstone application. So begin by clicking on the 4 Key Functions tab, then choose Guiding the Business. Go up here to the Add from Systems library, choose the General Process library, change your subfunction to Management if you have that subfunction in your Touchstone account, and then search for the file called Performance Review Employee Evaluations. Put a check mark in the box indicating you want to download it and click on Add. This will download that process into your Touchstone account. Once the system's downloaded, click on the system to open it. You will see in this system that there are 2 work plans, some uploaded files, and a policy. Your downloaded process will look a little different than the one you see here, as I've already been using mine for annual reviews and saving the evaluation forms. So let's have a look at the first work plan. This first work plan is a relatively simple series of steps that describe how to complete a performance evaluation. The first task references creating the performance evaluation forms, and here there is a link to the other work plan with complete guidelines how to do that. In fact, if I click on that link, there is yet another link to an online tutorial guiding you through this entire process. Essentially what you'll do is access the job description for this position in Touchstone, convert it into a Word file, and then copy the tasks from the job description into another uploaded file that can be used to grade and evaluate the employee in the performance of those tasks. So let's quickly go through the main work plan, and then I'll demonstrate how you would use this process in Touchstone. The first step is to create or update the performance review forms, which I just mentioned. Once you've got the forms created, you want to schedule the performance evaluation. Then you want to access and distribute the forms, the performance evaluation forms, one to the employee who will be evaluated, and you'll be keeping one yourself. You'll need to instruct the employee on how to complete their form, how to evaluate themselves. Then you will complete your own form. You will evaluate the employee. Then you'll perform the evaluation, discuss bonuses and raises following the raise and bonus policies. You'll discuss strengths of the employee and areas needing improvement, get signatures on the form, then you'll schedule your next performance evaluation meeting and file the performance evaluation copies into the personnel files. You'll also notice that there are some expectations on this process, that performance evaluations will occur annually, that the employee will be given at least 1 week to evaluate their position, that the entire form will be reviewed completely with the employee when describing how it is to be completed, so you'll give them a complete set of instructions. The comments will be written in the comment section for each grade that is either a 1, 2, 4, or 5, and that the performance evaluations will be conducted only if both parties have completed their performance evaluation forms. Okay, so let's see how that will work in Touchstone. I need to evaluate my marketing associate. The first step that I'd normally take is to create this position's performance evaluation form. I've already done that for this position of marketing associate, and for the sake of brevity, I'm going to skip over this part of the process. It's all clearly described in the other work plan of this system. Additionally, if you've previously done a performance evaluation for this position like I have, chances are these forms will have been saved and they'll be available to you. You'll not have to recreate them. But because Touchstone is such a dynamic tool, and because job descriptions can change as the business landscape changes, it's not a bad practice to do this each time. It only takes a few minutes and you'll get the exact current information into the evaluation form. This is also a great time to review the job description for inaccuracies. Okay, so let's get started. From my home screen, I click on my position to access my control panel, and then I look for the performance evaluation process. You'll notice that I've used the groupings function to organize the processes on my job description into logical groups. The performance review process is in a group that I called management processes, so I'm going to simply click on it. I'm then going to click on the uploaded file called Marketing Associate. This is the blank performance evaluation I previously created for this position. I'm going to click to View File and actually download this file and open it on my desktop. Now I'm working within Microsoft Word, and this is a Word file on my desktop. I'm going to fill in the information at the top of the form. I'm going to begin with the date of the interview, then the employee's name, then my name as the person who will be conducting the interview, and then finally the review period. In this case, the review period will be from October 31st, 2007 through November 1st, 2008. This next area describes how to rate or grade each of the tasks or systems, the work listings from the job descriptions. You'll notice that there is a rating scale from 1 through 5, where 1 is unsatisfactory and 5 is excellent. Really, all that you're expecting from an employee is an average performance, or a 3. Typically, when I go through a form, if they're doing a good job, I give them a 3. If they need some work on a specific task, I'll grade them with a 2, and I'll write a comment in the column to the right of the grade. This indicates that we need to keep an eye on this task or system. If something is really unsatisfactory, I'll give them a 1, and I'll write a comment in here, and we will use this meeting to create a work plan to address this issue. I will then follow up the work plan in my weekly management meetings. If they're doing a really good job on any system, I'll grade them with a 4 or maybe a 3+, and I will again write a comment in this column. It's an opportunity to be able to acknowledge the employee for an above-average performance. I rarely give a 5 in this grading system. So the next step is to go through and grade each of these systems. And remember, the systems came directly from the job description. As an example, James' use of the time management system is good, so I'm going to give him a 3 here. In my one-on-one meetings, I would give him a 3 as he always shows up and he's always got his work done. He's doing exactly what I want him to do in the systems development process, always coming in and giving me good ideas. Again, he's following the process and I would give him a 3. So in this way, I would go through the entire document, filling in the grades, and wherever I give a grade that is either less than or more than a 3, I will write a comment in this column to the right of the grade. It shouldn't take that long to go through and grade each of their task listings. This is a pretty big job description that James has, and it took me about 15 minutes to go through these few pages. As we go through the form, there are some additional boxes to be filled in. Remember that as part of this process, the employee is also filling in this form and grading him or herself. Some of these boxes are designated for them only, such as this one. It is asking what education or training related to this position did he or she take during this review period. There are often situations where your employees are taking courses that you've maybe forgotten about, and it's important for them to come up during the review period. Then there are some general factors, and again you'll use the same grading principles. In my case, I'm going to give James a 3 on all of these. In this way, you go through and complete the form, filling in the boxes where applicable. Towards the end of the document, you'll notice an area where you can fill in key areas that require improvement. If I had some areas that I wanted him to work on, this is where I would enter that information. If there were any systems where I graded a number 1, I would create a work plan, and I would use this review meeting to address that specific issue and assign the work plan. Once the form is completed, I will save it to my desktop. Then I'll go back to Touchstone, save this file as Marketing Associate 2008. I could add some notes about this actual performance review meeting in this section here if I chose. I then browse for it on my desktop and I re-upload it. This will save a copy of my edited form within the Touchstone application. As part of completing the system, I will also have James sign the form, and I will file a hard copy of it in his personnel file. Now, if I wanted to review my evaluation at any point in the future, in preparation for the next annual review, for example, I could access the hard copy from his personnel file, or I could go to the completed uploaded files by clicking here. And here you'll see I have his files for 2006, 2007, and 2008. Okay, I think that's it. I hope this tutorial has been instructive and helpful. Please look for more of these systems of the week as we create them. Thank you for watching.